Hi, and welcome to the channel. I'm Robin.
And I'm Troy.
And we are coming to you from Barcelona, Spain in this cute little Airbnb that we rented for 6 nights. And we're here to tell you about it and tell you about the location.
Nice little spot. Seems like it's central to everything, but I'm going to let you talk about the location.
Yeah, you know,
she picked it.
Whenever you rent from, this place has the squeakiest chairs. Like, pardon the squeaks. Anyway, whenever you rent an Airbnb or any kind of short-term rental, unfortunately, you don't always know what you're getting yourself into. You try to read the reviews, but everybody's got a different point of view on what they're looking for in these kind of properties. So we actually got off pretty lucky. I didn't look for this location so much for the interior aspects. Yes, we wanted at least 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms because we are sharing this with our friends that were on the cruise with us. But outside of that, I wasn't going for, I need fancy or bougie or whatever on the inside, because really the location and the price is what I was looking for. I wanted a location that was central to the areas that we wanted to visit, and I wanted it to be walkable. So I love for us to be able to just get out and not have to get a taxi or rent a car to
Uber
enjoy.
Or something all the time, you know.
Yeah.
It's a great location. It is so many different spots close by. We can see out the window here, just looking at all the people scurry by, that kind of activity that's going on outside. But it's a nice spot, real nice spot.
It is. So where we are at, we're only about 20 minutes from La Sagrada Familia, which is the cathedral that we went to the very first day that we were here.
For some reason, I think it's even closer than that, but that's probably pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
So and then also we're walking distance to the Gothic quarter and all the little neighborhoods that, if you look at Barcelona, it's got all these little neighborhoods. We're kind of like central to that exact spot. And I didn't know it whenever I booked this, but we're right on the corner. So when you look out we have 4 balconies. They're smaller balconies, but they're great. These floor to ceiling almost windows, doors actually, not even windows, these doors that we can open up. I haven't had to turn on the AC once since we've been here.
We haven't had it on. I don't think we've had it on since we've been here.
And natural light. We have not had to turn on lights other than at night. The whole time we've been here, there is not a light on in this house, and so these beautiful doors that are glass to nearly the ceiling are just great. 4 balconies. We have one right here off the kitchen area. There's one off the bathroom area, which is a little weird whenever you've got this thing wide open and you go in there to use the restroom. But we all got used to it. Actually, it's pretty cool. Then one in our bedroom, and then one in their bedroom. And because we're on the corner of this building, 2 of our balconies look straight out to the corner intersection, and so we can see all the properties around, and like you said, the walking area.
She's gonna flash you up a little screenshot.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll pan, let y'all look. But great location. So you don't always know that whenever you book off an app. Unfortunately, you can look at the pictures, but the pictures don't always do it justice, and sometimes the pictures make it look like it's a lot more than what it actually is. Yeah. And this one did not disappoint.
It did not disappoint. It was good. Good spot. Good room. Good layout. Good. Nothing I can think of it's a little weird when you're dealing with new stoves and furniture.
Right.
That
Trying to get him
places.
to figure out how to cook.
Yeah, it was interesting. But well worth it. It's a good experience, very good experience here.
Yeah, so whenever we got here, somebody did meet us to give us the keys, which was great. They met us right outside. They were nice enough to let us put our luggage up here. It was not ready yet. We literally saw the people that checked out walk by us, because whenever the boat dropped us off, and they forced us to leave. Yeah. Okay, so we're leaving the ship. We don't want to leave, but they're making us leave.
Yep.
It's actually kind of rude.
Yep.
I think that they should just let us stay on.
Yep.
And yeah. So bye Voyager of the Seas. We will miss you. And we stood in a really long line waiting for the taxi. Right. Oh my God! Troy and Kevin said it was about 2 football fields length for us to wait in this taxi line. So, but we got off, got our taxi, came over here, no problems. Not a far drive.
Met
from
the young
port.
lady here. Now I will say she spoke about as much English as I spoke Ukrainian,
which is where she was from.
so it was weird communicating mostly by Google Translate, that kind of thing. But
thank you, Google Translate.
I think she understood us, and we kind of understood what she was saying too. So it worked out.
So she brought him up, and like I said, she took our luggage up. She was very kind and gracious, because we had quite a bit of luggage, 2-week cruise plus a week here, and so she took all of our luggage up. But as we got up there, we were greeted by first a door that had a lock on it. So it does have a lock, kind of like what you see in New York with the little keypad. And somebody has to buzz you in. It's one of those type properties. So and I'll do like a little video here.
About the stairs kind of thing.
So then you come in and there's a little short stairs up, and then there's this winding staircase that goes around what is the smallest, tiniest, little, cutest elevator I've ever seen in my whole life, or lift, or I don't know what they call them here. I guess lift is more England. But anyway, so it's a cute little, it reminds me of Big Bang Theory because the staircase goes around the elevator. But it's the tiniest little elevator. Whenever we got in there, 3 of us fit in there with our bags, and we're like,
no, we didn't get in with our bags. She took the bags up separately.
No, our backpacks.
Oh, backpacks.
Our backpacks. So, you know,
okay.
you got a backpack. So it was pretty tight. The 4 of us could fit in this elevator at one time, standing right next to each other.
Very personal.
Like very, very close
very
quarters.
Personal.
We have not done an actual video of this. I'm going to do that before I edit this, so I can put in just how tiny this elevator is. But like I said, it was absolutely adorable. You see how tiny this elevator is. It does not have much space at all. My back is against the mirror, and here is the door. But the staircase was great. We've really been utilizing the staircase. We've all put in our steps, and we walk up. Now, we're on the 3rd floor, but that is really for them, or they call it the 3rd floor. For us, it's really the 4th floor because the 1st floor doesn't count. They don't count that as an actual floor because there's no like rooms on the 1st floor. It's more like a lobby, entranceway, whatever. So the 2nd floor is what they call the 1st floor. So even though our room is on the 3rd floor, really it's 4 flights of stairs. And whenever I say they're flights of stairs, these are some tall stairs. It's a lot of steps. It's really like each staircase is almost 2 staircases back home. It is really, really tall. So we've been putting in our steps, and but that's been really great.
Some of us easier than others.
Yeah, he leaves me. He takes the key, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty bad. So anyways, getting back to Airbnb, I'm going to show you some different areas. I did a video of each one of the rooms before we made them all messy, so I'm not going to take you around now because we've been here for 5 days, something like that. And but it's been a great location. The price on it, I feel like, was really reasonable, especially considering the fact that we were able to have 2 couples stay here, and we weren't stepping all over each other. It wasn't super crowded. I think the price was reasonable. It was, with everything, it was close to $1,600 for 6 nights. And but the location, if we would have had 2 hotel rooms here in Barcelona, which of course if we would have done hotel, we would have needed 2 of them. So the cost would have been so much more for this location.
Right.
I did just do a little, just curious, right, what this place would cost for a month. And without a discount for the 28 days, if you booked through Airbnb like we did, this just our per night rate, it would have been about $8,000 for this for a month. But if you booked it through Airbnb for at least 28 days, the first time I could do that was November because they were already booked up before that, and it worked out to be about $39.95. So if you wanted to come here, say in November, because that's the month that I did, and of course dynamic pricing, it's going to change, it would cost you about $4,000 to stay here for a full month. And I think for the location and the fact that it's a more expensive city, I feel like that would be really reasonable to do, and to have that second, like if you were a family or another.
There are definitely some cheaper locations here, but it's a nice spot. It really is a nice spot. Everything, like you said, is walkable. You can make it to the corner grocery store, big grocery stores. I don't know. We want to go into the fruits and the vegetables, and the stuff is just incredible. It's not like back in the States. It's like a different animal. It's a different animal here as far as the vegetables.
And everything that we did, other than the hop off bus to get to the actual locations of the touristy spots, if we just wanted to come here and live and work, we wouldn't have to get in a taxi. Right. Everything is walkable. Mm-hmm. Everything that we did was walkable. The market, and I'll pan and kind of show y'all the market area that we went to. It was incredible. And we are going to do a kind of an overview of our experience in Barcelona, where I'll put more of that in there. This is really just talking about Airbnb and this location, because I think especially now short-term rentals have kind of gotten kind of a bad rap. There's been a lot of horror stories out there, and we were Airbnb short-term rental type host for 5 years, Superhost for 5 years, and we just turned our short-term rental into a long-term rental so that we had more freedom and time back to ourselves. So we just really wanted to remind people that short-term rental apps, and even if you go to the owner directly to do a short-term rental, they can really be a financial benefit to you whenever you travel, as opposed to just staying at hotels. We like hotels for a lot of reasons, but for this one, it would have been well over what we would have wanted to spend, even for 6 nights.
For not as favorable location also. I think this is going to be optimal. From what we've seen, from what I've seen, I think it doesn't get too much better than this in Barcelona, I don't imagine.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And they don't appear to have an overabundance of a lot of chain hotels anyways, and the ones that they do are mega hotels. They're huge, they're fancy, they're beautiful,
right?
But it's going to be a very hotel feel. I think we're getting...
I can see the mountains from here. I never noticed
the mountains right out there.
Been there days and I never noticed that you could actually see the mountains.
We keep finding new things. And that was the other thing. Whenever we got here and we checked into our Airbnb, shortly after we checked in, we literally walked over to the cathedral to do our tour there, because I'd bought us tickets in advance, because I'd heard and watched enough videos to know that I needed to get those tickets. But within just a few hours of being here, we already all loved it. Going back to the ports, because every place is going to have a different feel. We didn't feel this way over any of the port stops that we made along the way on the cruise, and I didn't think that I was going to like it this much, because a lot of times big cities are too crowded, too congested. People are rude, drivers are crazy. And this wasn't like this. Whenever I was in Italy, it was pretty bad.
It is big.
Chill.
It's big. It's a lot of people, but it's the architecture, the way the buildings are. It's just
and everybody is
different.
So friendly. Drivers are not crazy. So respectful of pedestrians. Dog friendly. So many people out walking their dogs. And whenever I say walking their dogs, the dogs are oftentimes walking them. Because back in the States, people would lose their stuff if you take your dog off the leash, which I get it. Some people are scared of dogs. You don't know how dogs should respond. I don't know if everybody just here is so used to it, or the dogs are very well trained, but people are taking their dogs off the leash and just walking around these city public areas, and the dogs are just like leading the pack. And
remember yesterday the lady with the dog had the leash in his mouth?
Oh yeah, cute fluffy. I wish I would have gotten this dog on video. Cute fluffy beast of a dog. And she's like, here, go ahead. And so the dog's like, okay. And the dog picks up his own leash and starts walking himself with the leash hanging out. And we stopped and talked to her, and I petted on this dog and loved on him. He was so cute, and she was just friendly. We haven't really met, other than a couple people that didn't want to know that you should move over, and people, sometimes you got to deviate whenever you walk.
Yeah.
Other than that, we have not met anybody in Barcelona that wasn't super nice, whether they spoke the same language or not. Of
course, we didn't meet the robbers though, so that's another story.
Yeah, another story. Our friends watched some people getting robbed. I mean, a lot of people say Barcelona is dangerous in that regard for snatch and grabs and pickpockets, not so much for violent crimes.
And when a couple of times we have been in areas where the people who worked in that area, wherever we were visiting, would tell you, hey, watch your phones, keep your stuff close to you.
Keep your stuff close to you.
We haven't personally gotten anything snatched.
No, but we've been really we've been keeping our bags right here.
Been trying to pay attention.
Yeah, we really have been doing that. But everything has been great. We've really enjoyed it. So back to the Airbnb. Insert here, if I haven't already done it, I don't know where I'm going to edit this thing. Pictures of all of the living room, the bedrooms. There was even a nice actually 2 options for me to set up my office. One in the back, which was okay, but it was also by our friend's bedroom. So I decided, rather than disturbing them if they were sleeping, that I would bring it up here. And we moved. There was a little table over there, and we actually moved it to here behind us. And that's where I set up my little desk. And the Wi-Fi has been up and down. Their Wi-Fi isn't near as good as what we're used to. In fact, a few times it was better on the cruise ship than it was here. Yeah. But we've been able to make it work. But it has I don't guess it's off volume or whoever's on the Wi-Fi. It's like whenever Wi-Fi first came out, and it would do this. It wasn't real constant. So we have had a little bit of that, but we've been able to work that just fine. So The area is great, like I
She'll
said.
pan around to show you this fancy tub. The only one little drawback, they got a water conservation thing going on, so they're conserving
They said they've
water.
got a drought.
A drought, right? So can't use the tub. Nice fancy tub. That's one of the only probably drawbacks is the inability to use that tub. And that's, you see the tub, you're like, hey, I want
to take a nice hot bath.
Bath
They said it was drought whenever I asked her, because I looked for the plug for the tub so I could take a bath. And so I sent her a message because I looked and couldn't find the plug for the tub. And she said, oh, well, because of our drought, we asked that the guests not take a tub. You can take a shower in the tub, which the tub is not designed for a shower. Yes, there's a hold-up shower type thing, but there's no curtain around the tub, so you can't really stand up and shower. So really, you got to sit down and kind of shower, kneel down and shower. Anyways, kind of that. It was shave my legs and stuff, but
TMI.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on from that. So the one thing that I will say is the communication. Maybe there's also a common area. So whenever you come in this main door here, we have 2 doors that break off. And I don't think I did a video initially of that area, but I'm going to now so that you can see it. But you walk in the main area of our door number 2, and there's a lock. So then you come in and there's this open space with some cabinets. It does have a washer and dryer in it. It's got some cleaning supplies and that kind of thing. And then our door is to the right, and then there's a door to the left. Well, the door to the left is in another apartment, which apparently everybody but me didn't realize that there were people living over there. They thought all that space was just for us. And our friend comes around and tells me yesterday morning, I heard somebody behind this door. And I said, I know people live there. He's like, what? I said, it's another apartment. He's like, I was over there jiggling. He thought it was like a room or a closet. He's over there. He's probably scaring the heck out of these people trying to think that he's trying to break in. So there is that you have to kind of know that not all of it is going to be exactly what you expect. So it would have been nice if we would have had a little bit more communication on that. I think she tried to tell him, but because she was speaking in Ukraine through the Google app and he was speaking English, I don't think that it translated very well. So great location, great Airbnb. I think for the money, for what we got, for what we wanted, it was perfect. Would we have liked to have had it cheaper, longer, whatever? Of course. I mean, you can always say they could have done better, but 4-star. But it's been a great experience, and I think our friends have been happy, and we've been happy with this completely. Anything else you want to add to the Airbnb?
I'm getting hungry.
You getting hungry? What's the time? Yeah, it's 1:11 here in Barcelona, which means it's what time back home?
7 hours.
7 hours.
Before.
Yeah. So. Anyway, so that's it, and we're going to try to put out a few more videos before we leave, or actually record them. I won't be editing these until I get back because there's just too many things we got to do, and we're leaving in the next day and a half.
Oh,
we're going home in the next day and a half, and we're really kind of bummed about that, but we'll be glad to be able to get home and sleep in our own beds. So,
Dos dedos.
Bye. Hi.
So. Rickety rackety.
Yeah, I really need to get the clicker, but I guess it doesn't work for now.
What are you talking about?
The Airbnb.
Okay.
Okay.